Greetings and welcome, brave citizens of our new world. I am Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terabyte. This is our layer 3.0, and today is day 13 of our VEDA challenge, VEDA, vlogging every day in April. So I've been doing these a little bit earlier in the day, as I have had the ability to over the last little while, instead of saving it for the last thing that I have to do in the afternoon. It is 1:47 as I am recording this, so yeah, I'm just going to try to get through as many questions as I can as quickly as possible, as immediately after this I'm going to be seeing a doctor and then streaming in the afternoon. But don't worry, it's not doctor, it's a doctor. So if you don't see me tomorrow or later this afternoon streaming, then they got me. Why do villains often build giant weak points into their tools of conquest? Is it fairness, overconfidence, or just a glaring oversight? Usually it's just a glaring oversight more often than not, and sometimes it's unavoidable. Giant weapons of mass destruction or huge mech warriors often have some kind of keystone built into them because, well, I mean, the fulcrum's gotta be somewhere. Random question of the day. You get a Pullstring Toy made of you. You pull the string, what does it say? Stop it! Stop being a shit. So I guess that's a no on the Snowball Fight. I didn't see a snowball, it might have hit someone else. The only person I knew that wanted to have a fireball fight was Kossuth. He was an insane wood elf fire mage. Do you have friends like that? Unfortunately. I have two questions. One, if you were to build a big robot dog that doubles as another set of mobile mech armor and named Terabyte, see what I did there? Is that your first question? If I saw what you did there? Okay, because I did. It's okay. Two, what happened to Officer Linh? Out of all the heroes, she's the only smart one compared with all of the other heroes in Toronto that are dumb as a starfish. I'm a hero, but I'm not an idiot like Dreadhawk. Officer Linh, honestly, since I've gotten back, I haven't looked into to see if she's around. I might put out some feelers to see if she's still in the city, working. We'll see. Are there any superheroes you would like to study more closely? If so, why? Kind of the ninja with a soul patch. He has an amulet that I think is of Egyptian origin that allows him to move at extremely high speeds. I'd love to know how that works. Even if it is magic, like, how is it achieved? Is it a gravity field thing? Like, I'm curious. Mainly because I'm trying to build possibly an accelerator matrix into the new armor to, I don't know, we'll see. Should a riot ever happen in your rule, how would you handle it? Pacification and arrest of the people that are rioting, identification of who their leader is, and then pulling that person aside and having a televised discussion with them as to what their problem is, and why they feel they haven't been heard, and why they didn't go through the usual channels, why the usual channels didn't work for them. Would you ever be interested in creating / joining a Legion of Doom-ish type club where evil geniuses can share ideas in current projects and team up with other supervillains to surprise and confuse heroes the world over? Yes, it's called Evil Incorporated. Man, a guy makes an evil organization to try and get a bunch of people together to change the world, but no. Your opinion on someone trying to weaponize food. Why? Why would you do that? Why food? There's so many other things you can weaponize. Why would you do that to sandwiches? Since you're working on upgrades of your current equipment, will you no longer be depending on ingesting nuclear waste to counteract the effects of your favorite gun? Or do the nanites take care of that now? Wow, that's a callback. It's not bad. Oh, but Doc, where did you get the radioactive? Shut up. Yes, I used to have to drink irradiated water, nuclear waste, that I was flavoring because of this thing, and the way that it works was causing a bit of destabilization with me, and the only way that I could counteract it was to over-irradiate myself. Which, thankfully enough, didn't have any lasting adverse effects, and I did manage to eventually build a shielding sort of system into this, or at least directing it. I've more or less stabilized since then. Who from history do you respect enough to put their faces on money, stamps, and monuments of your new world? Elon Musk, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson, the usual. Hey Doc, when are we gonna start recording gameplay stuff again? I've got this newfangled TV game system that I've been dying to bring over to the lair. What's it called again? I think it starts with an S and rhymes with witch. I actually got myself a capture card a long time ago that was supposed to hook up with like a PS3 and a couple of other things and then hook up to the computer, so I think it might be usable if we use it to hook up the Switch to, you know, our system right here, to the monitors and whatnot, and then record playing something like Breath of the Wild. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that that's something you'd like to see, me stumbling my way through the latest iteration of Hyrule. I'm so excited, oh my god. Doc, will the Mechanolith 2.0 retain its original weapons, the rotary machine gun and cosmic radiation cannon, or is it going to be more modular with interchangeable weapons? If modular, give us some example weapons of equipment you are okay with revealing. Wow, a lot of callbacks today. I still have the Gatling arm attachment, so that is going to be worked into the loadout of instant transmission weapons that I've got set up. I do have ideas for a lot of other weaponry that is going to be sort of interchangeable equipment that I can attach and use and whatnot, but I'm going to leave those for a surprise. If you take over the world, would it be through covert stuff like slowly taking over governments from the inside without anyone noticing, or would there suddenly be an army of robots marching towards every capital? If it's the latter, how would you handle OP militaries like the US and prevent nations from using their nuclear arsenals? Oh, Quad. That would be telling. Any fun summertime plans? Well, you know, I was gonna hang out with this really cool person named Hess and maybe go get some licenses and stuff. Maybe go for some adventures in a park. I don't know. Nightmares? All the time. Calling yourself an evil genius seems contradictory, since everything you have said that you wish to do seems to be directed towards humanity's benefit, and ultimately seems to be what would be termed good. The fact that it is against the maintenance of the social status quo would also seem to be positive, since the current status quo seems to benefit only the extremely rich and the mentally mundane. Evil seems to be already in charge of this planet. Respond. Well, that's the thing, that the majority of the human race are the mentally mundane. There are people that will see positive change as a negative thing. Like, if I could snap my fingers and tell people that tomorrow I could make everyone no longer age, I could solve the whole racism and the enforcement division, just put an end to greed and corporate corruption and all of that stuff. Just the snap of a finger, I could make the world an immediately, infinitely better place. People would resist. People are so like children. If a parent tells them to go to bed at a proper hour and to eat their vegetables and to do things that are good for them, that are going to help them grow into better people down the road, that will help them be better just in general, they refuse because there are responsibilities and things that they don't want. And that's what people are like. No matter how good the change will be that I bring to the human race, there will always be people that are going to stamp their feet firmly in the past and resist. I know that they're going to see me as the bad guy, so I've accepted the mantle of the villain. Willfully and proudly. What fictional supervillain had the most effective army and came the closest to defeating their superhero counterparts? Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars? He did a pretty sweet job executing Order 66, let me tell you. What do you think of Aperture Science's portal technology? I think it's really cool. I haven't managed to replicate the technology in any stable fashion. The only ones that I've managed to sort of create are about the size of a toonie and require constant power induction to maintain. How would the LGBTQ community fit into your new society? Would you offer appropriate surgeries for those who wanted to align with their gender? Yeah, why not? I mean, here's the thing, people that are part of the LGBTQ community are just people, okay? For the millionth time, they're not different from everybody else, they're just humans, alright? There are some people that were born into a family of farmers and they decided that they wanted to be an accountant, and there are some people that were born into the body of a man, then they decided that they wanted to be a woman. The only thing that I would add to this situation is that yes, people can go through the process of having reassignment done, but I would want them to sit down with counselors before they do that, if that's not already a thing, to make sure that they're making the decision for the right reasons. And they're not doing it because it's a byproduct of like some mental trauma that they've experienced or some deep-seated thing that needs addressing. That they're doing it because that's just something they want and a way that they would rather be. What is the oddest plan to take over the world you've heard of? Almost everything from Peaky and the Brain. Oh, but there was this one guy that wanted to do something involving reselling jeans. I don't know, he seemed like a weird person. And that is all the questions that we have for today. Thank you everybody for sending in your comments. That was really cool. I'm sorry I don't have more time to sit here and chit-chat with you guys, but we are doing this every day this month, so if your question didn't get answered today, then you can post it tomorrow. All the usual junk, and until next time, my brave citizens, I am Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terabyte. This is our Layer 3.0, and I will see you tomorrow on our next episode of VEDA. End of line.